welcome to this month's installment of Grief Chatter, the next chapter. My name's Kim Smith, and this is
Paige, Rahn.
And Paige doesn't even know this. Last night I wanted to make sure, I'm just giving a little insider information here, wanted to make sure that I didn't wear the same clothing that I wore in our last episode. You know, it's just one of the things you try to do. And so I went onto YouTube and I typed in Grief Chatter, thinking that there would probably be a whole lot of content before I came to our little show.
Oh.
Nope, we were right there at the top. I went, oh my goodness. You just never know what doors may open in this next chapter.
I love it.
There we go. So we're going to talk today about the struggle bus. So do know that that is a Paigeism. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of Paigeisms. But today we are going to talk about being on the struggle bus. And Paige is going to be transparent and just kind of help you see where that title came from this morning.
Clearly look at me. I don't have a lick of makeup on. My hair is just struggling, but here we are. Why don't I have my makeup on? My adorable husband cleaned out my car and not sure where that bag is. And why is it in the car, you ask? For as long as Kim has known me, I'm usually flying in on one wheel with a mascara wand in the other hand, but we're working on that. So yes, that's why I am on the struggle bus this morning. And what do we do about it?
That's only part of the reason you're on the struggle bus.
Yes.
What started the struggle bus this morning?
I overslept.
It's one thing to not have makeup. It's another thing to go,
when you hit the alarm and you look at the phone and think, no, that can't be right. No, that is right. I should be dressed and ready for Kim to come record, but.
And she is. And she looks like she's been dressed for hours.
If y'all only knew.
But now you do know.
Yes.
Like you do know, or at least you've got the in front of the camera version of Paige's struggle bus journey this morning. You've been on bus tours all over the place.
I have. And I'm sure so many folks out there feel this struggle. It's the holidays, it's everything under the sun. And then when we add grief to that, it's tricky.
Yeah, you know, whenever you do, let's say, rent a bus. Let's just go that direction. Paige rented a bus, and that really is the truth.
Yes.
And she had rented a bus. Well, if just random people showed up and tried to get on said bus, you would be able to either have the driver or yourself, or in her case, her husband, tell them very kindly or not very kindly, nope, this is not your bus.
Correct.
But when it comes to our lives and the bus trip that we take, as much as we all would like, every last one of us would like to bar the door when it comes to the death of a loved one, the death of a relationship,
yes,
or any other type of loss. It just doesn't happen.
No.
You can't bar the door to loss, and therefore you can't bar the door to grief, because grief truly is a reaction to loss. It's
yes,
how we react mentally, it's how we react emotionally, as well as socially, physically. There's just a whole lot to it. And so this whole idea of the struggle bus, that should ring true with every last griever. Even those people who are insanely high achievers, who are intent that they're going to figure out a way to plan their way either through the grief, over the grief, around the grief, or just not schedule grief on their calendar.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Because you can try as you might to avoid grief, but it's getting on the bus. Whether it physically goes in the door or it leaks in to the cracks and crevices, it's going to be coming. And it's what you choose to do with it. Because
yes,
look at this. See, she could have chosen to just show you her jammies this morning. She really could have. Or she could have frantically been throwing apart their vehicle outside going, I've got to have my makeup, I've got to have my makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And we would have been delayed in doing this. But instead, what she did was she went, oops, now I've got to make some adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this is not, the struggle bus model was not the look that she was going for this morning, it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
I took a deep breath, or a few, or 10 of them, and said, okay, here we go. Sometimes we have to give ourselves more grace than we realize. And in this whole grief journey of, this is hard. And as Kim said, it's going to seep through whether you want it to or not. And what do you do with it?
This visual just came to mind, and I truly do not know where it came from, but nor do I have the time to figure it out. Don't really need to. But on a presentation that I did long time ago, back in yonder other hospice land, I had this box. It was a graphic. It was one way before you had memes and different things. It was a graphic, and it was this box, and it was these adorable little smiley faces. But somebody was trying to shove down the lid and keep all the smiley faces in the box. But there was no way. There was no way you could put enough pressure because there were so many of them that they were going to pop out no matter what you did. And the same thing happens with grief.
Yes.
You can try to sit on, we do this with luggage. I don't know about you, but I have sat on a significant amount of luggage, sat on, laid on, and every other variation. Flying internationally, you learn to do all sorts of things. And you can, with the new expandable suitcases, it's a glorious thing. And somehow or another, you get it all in there. But grief doesn't work like an expandable suitcase.
Right.
It's like the old-timey ones where you could have sat on it, you could have pretty much sat a crane on it, and you were not going to be able to contain all those contents because it was more than the container could hold.
So we sit in that space. We allow it. We're not saying it's comfortable feelings, but it's healthy and natural feelings. And how often are we asked, how do I do this? Can I just sleep till... January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever. And unfortunately and fortunately, no. It's being intentional with, okay, this is hard. This is not what I expected. It doesn't fit in my to-do list or my luggage, but we're going to do it.
And the thing is about what Paige said, technically you could sleep until January 3rd. It's physically possible for some because they're on vacay.
Yes.
They're on vacay. And it's physically, but your grief is going to meet you on January 3rd. Even though you might sleep through the holidays, whatever holidays those might be, it's not going to lessen the pain.
No, it will not.
But if you do lean into it and do as Paige did this morning and adapt, and realize that you're not going to be perfect at this grief game.
Right.
And you're not going to have your makeup face on at every turn. And give yourself grace. That's one of the things that every year that I do the holiday presentation, even though I change up the presentation, somewhere in that, there is a point about giving yourself and giving others grace. And this, you may not be a holiday person. I'm one of those. You may not be watching this at a traditional holiday time, but the thing is, we all have the days during the year, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm just thinking of all the different ones that I recognized on our Facebook page. But it may be your wedding anniversary. It may be the diagnosis day. It may be the day you got the phone call. It could be so many different days, those big days. And those are the ones that you will have a tendency probably to struggle more than on others. And realizing that it's okay. But if you can find, my challenge to you is find one thing that you can do on that day that you know would make your loved one smile. I've threatened to have that put on my tombstone. I'll be honest with you, because I've said it so many times, but it's what I believe. If I had one tidbit for grievers, that would be it. That would truly be it, because I've just seen that help people who didn't even want to get near the struggle bus, even though they were on it. They just didn't want to acknowledge it. I've seen them be able to take a little bit of a journey on it. And maybe not every site was as it would have been before. We understand that. But they created some memories, whether it was by themselves or with their family, that ended up lasting legacies to their loved one and for themselves as they continue on this little bus ride of life.
So good. Yes.
There we go. So we thank you very much for tuning in. We thank you for subscribing. You can subscribe down below. I haven't gotten those fancy little buttons up. I don't know that I ever will. Maybe it'll happen, but you all know how to subscribe on YouTube. And just stay tuned for what neither of us have a clue will be next month's topic on Grief Chatter, the next chapter.
Be kind to you.